Hey everybody, it's Amy. It is 2:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I have had actually my second trial class of the evening cancel. So I thought I would take a minute to make a quick video. Um, One of the things that we don't talk that much about at VIPKID, at least I've not seen a lot, maybe it's out there, is the idea of working full-time, what trial classes look like, and kind of the effect that that can have on you long-term. I know so many of you new teachers are just chomping at the bit to get bookings. I don't blame you. You took this job because you want income. So I feel bad that there are people out there that are not getting booked. I don't know why. I have been blessed to have a full schedule almost every week, but I want to caution you against some things um, that you tend to maybe overlook when you're excited to get bookings, or whenever you put yourself in a situation, as I have, where you're trying to make VIPKID a full-time income or enough to pay the bills. When you're depending on VIPKID as a full-time income, you have to remember that it was not really, the intention was not for it to be a full-time job. It is for it to be a part-time job. And I don't know if that just has to do with the hours, but just from a common sense perspective, it makes sense. Now, this is coming from somebody who spends 5 nights a week online, working for VIPKID and teaching kids for 7 hours, which is a total of 8 hours of my day. I take 2 breaks. I teach for 2.5 hours, take a half-hour break. I teach for another 2.5 hours, take another half-hour break that is a scheduled break, and then I teach for 2 more hours. Currently, because of daylight savings time, which ends next month in March, or begins, anyway, when the time changes in March, when we spring forward, those hours will change. I currently work from 8 at night until 4 in the morning Eastern Standard Time in order to be available for the kids that are in China that are right now 13 hours ahead of us. Having that many classes available is great for your paycheck. Yay! You get a decent sized paycheck when you can manage to teach 14 classes a night, 5 days a week. There are people out there that do more. I honestly don't know how. um, I'm obviously kind of frizzy and tired and not thinking straight, but that's why I decided to do this right now, because this is how I look at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm looking at another hour and a half of classes, and honestly, all I want is to get in bed and go to sleep. I am tired. I have had a busy week outside of this. I have other things that I am responsible for. I have another job. I actually run a nonprofit that does not pay me, that takes a lot of my time. And then I do this at night. When you open that many classes, there is the chance that all of those classes will get booked. And while it is good for dollar signs, your body is not always ready to handle it. A lot of those students are going to be what the vast majority of VIPKID students are. That is the level 1 or the pre-VIPKID program, or they are going to be level 2, which is very, very early learning. The trial class for level 2, unit 1, which is where almost all of my trial classes fall, level 1 or unit 1 or unit 4, literally involves letter recognition and sometimes sounds. It is a lot of big A, small a lot of excitement, a lot of intrigue, a lot of keeping a student's attention that speaks little to no English. So when you are looking at 3, 4, or as I had yesterday, 5 back-to-back trial classes, that is a lot of energy. I used to teach in the school system. I taught all grades. I taught gifted pull-out. I was a rotating teacher, and I taught middle school. And honestly, this job is way more exhausting. You always have to have a smile. You always have to have energy. And when you feel like just being exhausted and you feel like you don't have the energy to sit up straight anymore or to stand up or to smile, it doesn't matter. If you look miserable, you are not going to sell classes if they are trials, and you are not going to make your current students very happy, which in turn shows up in your teacher ratings or your rebookings. So please keep in mind that when you book a number of classes and you open yourself up to being available, you have no say over what classes you get. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you are certified in. You get booked for what you get booked for. So I don't get to say, hey, I want 2 level 2s, 2 level 3s, and 5 level 4s, you know, and a mishmash. You get no choice in the matter. It is very possible that you will get a number of trial classes and a number of level 2 students, all of which take a lot of energy. It's just something to keep in mind. I am not deterring anyone from trying to do it full time, but if you are new and you are thinking about doing this, don't jump in with both feet. Work yourself into it. Give yourself a week where you open whatever. If you're teaching 2 hours, give yourself a week where you're teaching 4 hours. Make sure you give yourself breaks. Even 3 hours of back-to-back classes, that's 6 classes back-to-back, is very tiring. Make sure you give yourself breaks. Make sure you work into it. Start with 2 hours, work it up to 3 to 4. If you are not used to being up all night, you will get tired. There is not enough caffeine on the planet to reset your biological clock in a couple of days. Okay, at least not mine. So if you're magical like that, good for you. It takes me, even after coming off of vacation, a week to get back to my regular schedule, and resetting my schedule to be on everybody else's time, you know, like when you're on vacation and you have to be awake during the day to visit with people or to do things, then literally I go a night without sleep. I sleep 2 or 3 hours, so I am exhausted the next night. It's not nice to your body, so be kind to yourself. That's pretty much it. Be good to yourself, work into a long schedule. Know that the more trial classes you have, the more cancellations you will get. If you are unfamiliar with VIPKID, canceled trial classes are partial pay. You only get half the pay for trial classes that cancel, but you are required to stay in the classroom for 15 minutes. So you sit here for 15 minutes and wait for your class to show up, or wait for them to call it canceled, and you only get partial pay. And 15 minutes later, you're back teaching your regular classes. So again, I'm not discouraging full time. I'm just saying be good to yourself. The burnout is real. The exhaustion is real. And I wish you all the luck. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. It's down at the bottom in the fine print. And I'd be happy to answer them for you. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye.